What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we have a red day here in the cryptocurrency market as Bitcoin takes out its most recent low setback over there on June 22nd, removing any higher highs and higher lows that could have been set in here for any type of reversal structure or V-bottom reversal structure that we were looking at over the last week and a half. Clearly stated, if we start setting any type of new lows, that structure is gone. What are the chances Michael Saylor comes out and announces that he's buying Bitcoin? And well, it loses the structure, right? So not looking too hot for Bitcoin, looking like, we're still just kind of meandering in here. I'm not seeing anything in this structure right in here indicating anything super bullish. So as for hoping that this could be some type of reversal structure to at least get a retrace going in here, I don't currently see any type of setup in there right now. It's looking pretty rolly-overy. And without some type of just quick reversal turning back to the upside, hey, we're still just looking like we've been looking for the last several months. So at this point, the fact that it's kind of rolled over, I'm kind of losing any type of hope and optimism on a higher high and higher low reversal in there, and that, we could see where we're at this point. If this thing continues following standard Bitcoin corrections, it still gets you down a little bit lower than what we've seen. We've seen 17.6 in this example. It's 14.8. So we could still, even though, we've dipped in here, we could still meander around in here for a long time, bouncing around in here like so, and it not really meaning anything. So for a lot, I'm sure let's just peel the Band-Aid off and get it over with. If that's the case, I'm right there with you. But otherwise, still, the bears seem to be in control of Bitcoin until further notice, now that new lows are getting set in here. You might be looking over there on the right side of my screen. I see that too. I don't know what's going on there with Numeraire being up over 100% today. I believe it was up over 100% yesterday. Kind of reclaiming all the bearish action that has happened throughout the months of April, May, and June. I'd love to say that's in the cards for everything. I hope it's in the cards for everything. But this is a solo event that is happening here in the market right now. Maybe there's some news out there or something going on with them that I'm not sure of, but wow. Heading back to Bitcoin, being underneath that 200-week moving average and seeing how these things played out. I'm fully aware, this thing has been following really, really ridiculously well. And for the depths of a total bear market for Bitcoin, that price area would make sense. It'd be like around, in the 80s of percentage drawdown for Bitcoin, which is what we typically see. But it's going to be still a confusing picture for Bitcoin moving forward, considering that this has never happened before on what's happening with these moving averages. This is the bullish trend, the multi-year bullish trend. And you can really see that actually reflected over here on the monthly chart that, on a weekly time frame, 200 weeks is almost 4 years. And 50 months on the monthly time frame is about 4 years. This level has always been a support for Bitcoin. And by having this close today, because it's going to be the end of the month, we would lose a lot of trends that are happening here for Bitcoin. So it's still kind of a wishy-washy thing for Bitcoin if it's continuing to lose these supports and step further down from these price actions, whether or not moving averages mean anything to anybody. But historically on Bitcoin's price chart, they've been responsive. They've held Bitcoin up. Moving into the future, there's going to be a lot of focus on those to see how they react to them because we've never been on the south side of these things before. And so it does beg the question on what kind of bounce would come out of here in this type of environment right here for Bitcoin if it is just going to do its standard pull down. But we'll just have to take it with the days as they come. When you look at like Ethereum, you can see Ethereum as well as underneath that 200-week moving average in there. But you can go back through the bear markets and you can just imagine how that line was in there to say, hey, it's been on the south side of this before. It just took some while working through it and then off and away it went. However, you could see these moving averages were never really that important for Ethereum in the first place like they have been for Bitcoin. So, but you can see that there for Ethereum, just like for Bitcoin, it has taken out that low as well over there. So the series of higher highs and higher lows for Ethereum has been lost. So painting a hard picture for any type of reversal structure coming in here, considering we're not seeing big reversal volume or even reversal price action at this point. So the bears still have a grip. Now, a lot of people may want to look for a catalyst for the reason why this is happening with the price action, but we'll touch topics on this because anybody who's been through the 2018 bear market will remember this stuff. It's kind of just like the carrot being dangled in front of you the whole time. But if you don't know, Grayscale's been trying to convert the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a Bitcoin spot ETF. And they posted over here on Twitter 9 hours ago. Today, the SEC denied our application to convert GBTC to a spot Bitcoin ETF. We fervently disagree with the SEC's decision. We are disappointed. We are prepared. We have spent months preparing for all scenarios. No realistic outcome would have been a surprise. We remain committed to working proactively with regulators, but now we will turn our attention to working with the judicial branch. Our team has filed a petition for review with the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. This document officially initiates a lawsuit contesting the SEC's decision. So Grayscale has been trying to convert the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. They got denied. They're suing the SEC. Now, the class of 2018 and 19 from the cryptocurrency bear market will remind you that the Bitcoin ETF carrot just gets dangled in front of you all the time. For me, I just don't even pay attention to any type of ETF situation for Bitcoin because this is kind of how it's always been. So a lot of people may point to that for why we took out those lows. The reality is it's just been rolling over and, Michael Saylor bought. I'm just kidding. I have no way to know if he does that, but it is ironic that like every time he announces it, this is the result. I would say the more interesting one that we have that's launched in regards to an ETF is the fact that a Bitcoin short ETF has been launched here in these last several days. Ticker symbol BITI, because the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, BITO, was launched at the actual top of the market back in 2021, right here, right when the demand and everybody thinking we're going to 100K was at. Then as we get way down in here, we get the launch of a short ETF. So, whether or not you think that has any type of value or not, that's up to you. But for those who have been in the XRP army or in the XRP community, for any, just life advice here when it comes to this, if this can take a long time with the SEC. So anybody kind of holding out hope for a lawsuit with the SEC to get Grayscale Bitcoin Trust converted over to a spot ETF, we all know these things can take a long time. We've been in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit for over a year and a half at this point. And we still don't really have a solid date of when we're coming to a conclusion over here. So this is clearly a different situation, but these processes move slow. And the Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin spot ETF carrot does get dangled all the time. So for me, it's one of those things like if it ever happens, hey, that's cool. It happens, whatever. But never anything that I'm like focusing on. So as we start heading towards the end of the week and we head towards the end of the month here for candle closes, it looks like the bears are still in control over here on Bitcoin and on the cryptocurrency market. No real signs of things reversing in here. I could tell you the things kind of going on in my mind of, what I'm looking at as we're heading into this moment on if it's a accumulation standpoint or, what I'm like focusing on and like what's going to be important for my crypto portfolio or my blockchain portfolio. And I think Kathy kind of hits the nail on, what we've witnessed over the last several years of what's been important to people and the revolutions that are happening in here and that we've seen, decentralized money. I think everybody, just deep down wants that, probably for money, probably not so much downside volatility, but that having decentralized money that is not, at the powers of the government to be able to print and modify and change. There's a revolution in there of people wanting to have that. In addition, there's a revolution of people wanting to have decentralized finance, right? People wanting to stick it to the banks, being able to earn interest and not have to be banking with an actual bank, but have decentralized finance. And in addition, one thing we really saw grow in incredible popularity is, NFTs, right? And whether or not it's going to be pictures of frogs with a nose ring and a super rare pink eyebrow, but that, the movement of NFTs and ownership of unique assets, those are the main focuses. These are the things that people really want, right? So I'm going to kind of pay attention to that outside of just really focusing on the payments landscape, which of course I think is incredibly important is payments. But these are other things that have proven to be incredibly important to people. So this are the spaces I'm paying attention to right now as we go into this potential accumulation type of time zone here. I do imagine I will be buying Bitcoin again. I think I got a bad rap for being like a hater on Bitcoin. I didn't. I just thought the price of Bitcoin was way too high. I do expect I will be accumulating Bitcoin again at some point, and hopefully the Bitcoiners will welcome me back with open arms. But I also think I'll be accumulating Ethereum again. I think the big focuses are going to be, what's going to be important for money, what's going to be important in regards to all this DeFi, right? So I did not participate in any of this DeFi in its infancy stage here during this time period because things didn't make a lot of sense to me in regards to how these big yields were being paid out. And we can see that, why now. There was a lot of risk being taken and things, just were a little too good to be true. So kind of focusing on where is DeFi going to be moving forward from here and where is the NFT space going to move forward from here. And so if we're nearing the end of this thing, I got to start preparing myself for these are the things that I'm going to be focusing on. So whatever I find along the way, I'll share with you guys. But otherwise, looks like as we head into this end of week, holiday weekend, looks like the bears are still in control. The Bitcoin plus the Ethereum dominance still just sits down here at the lows as it has from the structure that we've been studying. The big question is what happens if that thing starts breaking down? Is that where Bitcoin and Ethereum go down harder than the rest of the market? Or do we see some type of crazy numeraire situation pull out in these altcoins? Still yet to be determined, but still hanging out here in this region for the Bitcoin plus Ethereum dominance. And what will the future tell in that type of circumstance for the Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance? I'm still waiting to see for myself. So as we head into the end of this week, we're getting near the end of it. Today's Thursday. Kind of just sitting back with patience and acceptance, saying, hey, this thing's going to take longer to play out and that this thing might still just have a grip on us. Interestingly enough, though, of course, is that the altcoin market still resides over here, still resides on top of that 200-week moving average. So conflicting for sure. But for a reversal to come in here right now for the crypto market, or at least for Ethereum and for Bitcoin, I definitely would have liked to see higher highs and higher lows. So interesting to see what the future has here in the next moves that come pretty soon. Because while our picture over here on TradingView is showing us kind of just hanging out at this region down in here, not breaking down on the Bitcoin plus the Ethereum dominance, our picture over here on CoinTrader Pro is a little bit different and showing that we may just be getting ready to get this thing to set sail right here at this point. And what does that mean for the entire market? We'll find out. But if this thing is falling, it means that the remainder of the market is performing better than Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. Has it begun already? I'll be keeping an eye on it. Otherwise, if you've noticed, my voice has been a little wishy-washy today. My wife does have laryngitis, and it sounds like I might be getting it too. So I'll be keeping an eye on what my voice is sounding like in the coming days. If I sound anything like her, there's no way I'd be able to record tomorrow. And I can hear the cracks starting to happen in here, but we'll see. Otherwise, sponsor of the channel, Link2. They're running a promotion over there. It's been a little while since they've done the $1,000 back in XRP for any investments made on their platform. You can get that $1,000. Oh boy, there we go. You can get that $1,000 back in XRP deposited into your Uphold account. There we go. 2 years ago this week, Link2 launched the Uphold wallet. $1,000 back in XRP to anyone making investments of $10,000 or more via their Uphold wallet. Terms and conditions apply. So you can come over here and check to see if you can get yourself accredited over here on Link2 and check out all the private equity companies they have available over here on their platform. Many of them you've heard of before, such as Ripple and, of course, Link2 and Uphold, BitPay, Dapper Labs, Carbon. But they've got Ripple in stock. That is good for the rest of today till 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, June 30th. Invest $10K in any company on Link2 using your Uphold wallet, and we'll send you $1K of XRP. Over here on Link2, private investing made simple, private investing prior to companies going IPO. There's a link in the description of each of my videos to Link2, where you can see if you can qualify by being an accredited investor and sign up today. But all right, guys, that'll be it for this one. As it looks like we're going to be hanging out here for a longer time period, my main focus is going to be researching to add while people are terrified or cheering for lower. One thing is, wherever the bottom does come in, and I could tell you this from 2018, it'll be the same. No matter where that bottom ends up getting found in this market, everybody will be screaming that it's going to go lower. It's what happened in 2018 when the bottom did come in for the crypto market, is that the vast majority were screaming for much lower, but then the market reversed. And wherever that's going to happen is where it's going to happen. But there's no question when it does eventually come, people will be screaming that it's going lower, and then once it reverses, they'll scream that it's not real, and then it'll just keep going. It will keep going up whenever that does happen. But just when that time comes is when that time comes. So in these moments, I'm going to do my due diligence to figure out where do I think this space is going next. What are the things that are important? What did we witness so far in this cycle that people valued? And it does seem to be decentralized money. It does seem to be DeFi, and it does seem to be NFTs. So where are we going to next? That's going to be my main focus on researching to figure out where I'm putting my money moving forward. But all right, guys, that'll be it for this one. We'll see if my voice can maintain itself. It seems like I can kind of clear it and then I can kind of get it good, but we'll see. One thing I don't like, if you don't know, I edit my videos down tremendously. I cut out most of my breathing. I cut out any coughs, any sneezes, any sniffles, all that kind of stuff. And in this video, I had to re-talk multiple times because I'd be talking, then my voice would go out, then I'd have to repeat the sentence again and then clear it and then repeat the sentence again. So we'll just see how things go tomorrow. Again, you could check out link 2 for their promotion that ends today. They're giving $1,000 back in XRP into your Uphold wallet for investments made on their platform today, right over here on link 2. But otherwise, I hope that you're doing okay out there. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.